Sand's loaded into the blast cabinet. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a first go here. We're gonna try just on a nut or bolt that we have laying around, see how it works. So I actually have an old Mazda RX-7 oil cooler bracket. It's pretty messed up. So we're gonna go ahead and it's got a little bit of overspray paint on it and stuff like that, and a little bit of rust. So it's a good sample piece for us to actually hit with the media and see what it does. Alright, so I went ahead and gave it a quick blast. Holy cow, this stuff works awesome. This is how it looked before, and that took maybe 2 minutes tops to clean that up. Man, if Big Jeff would have had this when he was here during the rebuild process of my arms and stuff, we would have been flying through this stuff. But now we have the tool. I'm sure there's going to be some things. I can already tell it needs to be higher by about 6 inches or 12 inches. It's a little too low for my height. I'm 6 foot, so seems to be a little low, but man, if it's this easy to clean up my parts, I'm gonna be a happy man. All right, so the cabinet does have some leaks, as we assumed that it might. Even though we sealed it as best we could when we were installing it, or building it up, there are some leaks in the corners and things that for some reason the media is actually getting past where we sealed. So went back and actually sealed from the outside. As you can see here, there's a little bit of sand. So we've gone ahead and sealed that up now, and the other outlying thing that we have going on is that the door is actually bowed a little bit, so when there's pressure inside the cabinet, the door is like trying to push open a little bit. So I lowered the air pressure a little bit down to like 60 psi, which is a little low. But until we get a proper shop vac setup on this, I'm gonna just go ahead and run it as is for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a shop vac tomorrow and work on getting a proper ventilation inside the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the water neck. It looks like this. This is off the front of the motor. It actually mounts on the motor basically like this. And as you guys can see, this thing's pretty freaking grimy. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this apart and stick it in the cabinet and try to clean it up as best I can. Alright, so fast forward a few minutes. I got the part all taken apart and I taped over all the holes that go inside the water neck and everything. It's probably not necessary, but it really helps in the long run to alleviate on cleanup and the potential risk of any of the glass bead media getting into the engine, the coolant jackets and stuff like that. We will rinse this part out thoroughly, potentially even take them and have them hot tanked. I know media can be a real disaster on engines if you don't do a good job cleaning it up. So I've gone ahead and tossed the part in the machine already, and I went ahead and started blasting it, and man, am I happy with the result. It's taking everything off this part and making it look like it's straight out of the box, brand new. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to blast on this thing, and when I'm done with it, I'm gonna yank it out of this cabinet and show it to you guys. I think you're gonna be pretty impressed. Wow, I think you guys can tell a big difference with how this came out as opposed to how it went in. This thing was covered in oil. Obviously I need to rinse this off, but I mean, this literally looks like a new part. I'm really happy with the glass media that we chose. It's really dusty right now, so I'm gonna go take the tape off and actually rinse this thing out really good. I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're all rinsed up and ready to remove the tape and stuff. I've got this other second section of the water neck. It actually bolts on to the top section of this here. And as you can see, this is the difference in basically what it looked like before and what it looked like after. So this one is now unattached, and I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in the cabinet and see if we can get this cleaned up looking just like the other piece so we can bolt it back together. Man, this is dope. All right, so just got the part out of the cabinet. You guys just saw me blast the heck out of it. turned out amazing, just like the other part. We did go ahead and tape off all the orifices just to make sure that we didn't spray any unnecessary glass bead into the where the water runs through. Really doesn't matter. I can clean all this out. It's when you get into parts that have crevices and stuff inside that you may have the glass bead or whatever your particulate is getting hung up in there. That's when it's really important to keep this stuff bucked off. This part in particular is easy to rinse out and I can clean with a brush and everything. But it just makes life easier, less scrubbing to do afterwards. But I'm really liking the way this is looking. It's looking very cast and very OEM aluminum shape or aluminum appearance. I don't know if I'm going to clear these parts or just leave them be. I feel like a coat of clear would help with the overall lifespan of the look. If it's not cleared, this is very porous. I'm not sure if you guys can see on camera, but it is very porous. And it will collect dirt, grease, oil, all that stuff very quickly. So potentially a clear coat would be a way to go. That way it can just be wiped down. The clear coat's gonna fill all those low spots and make it really easy to clean. So we'll see. I need to sleep on that, but for now I'm just gonna keep cleaning parts. All right, well, now that I got the water neck finished up, I went ahead and grabbed the lower intake manifold and basically got it prepped to go in the cabinet. Now I know what you're saying, Mick, don't throw your intake manifold in the bead blast cabinet. You're gonna get particles in there and it's gonna go through your engine and destroy your motor. Been there, done that. Learned the hard lesson myself. I'm not gonna get any particulate in the engine or in the intake because I've sealed them off with pretty much 2 layers of things. So I've plugged all the holes with paper towels, then one type of tape, and then Gorilla Tape, black tape over top of that. So I've taken every measure to make sure that nothing can get inside any of the intake holes on this lower intake manifold. I want to make sure that I do this right, so I took my time. This took me about almost 45 minutes to clean this up and tape it up so that the seals were really good on all the tape. I think we're going to be okay. Worst case scenario is if glass does get in there, I have another lower intake manifold from my original engine. So it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna give this a try. Cross your fingers, hope it goes well. I think it'll be fine. We're gonna go ahead and put it in the cabinet and see how it turns out. Alright, well, as you guys can see, the blast cabinet is doing a killer job. I'm pretty happy with the way this is turning out. This is the exact finish I was after, so I'm super excited about that. I still have to do the back side of this part, so I'm gonna go ahead and clip the camera off so I don't bore you guys to death. That was probably a pretty brutal little segment there, but anyway, I'm gonna do the back side and this will be done. Alright, well, it's getting late here at the hunt quarters. I'm once again the only one left here at the shop, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to clean up and get out of here. I went ahead and put all the parts aside. I do need to clean up the cabinet a little bit. As you guys can see, it does have some leakage around the glass, and the door warpage is a little bit of a problem. We've got to get that solved. I have some ideas on how I'm gonna fix it up, and I've got some other ideas on how I want to make the gun better. So this is a little bit of a work in progress, but I'm glad we got it. Overall, it saved us a ton of time today. I probably have combined about an hour in both the parts I cleaned up. Well, 3, but really just 2 because 2 of them bolt together. But man, if we'd have had this cabinet up and running when Jeff was here, would have saved him a ton of time. So sorry about that, Pop. Next time you come out, we'll be ready for you. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the parts again real quick. This is the final parts. How they turned out. I'm really happy with the overall look. Obviously this is where the water pump goes. That's all covered up. But all in all, I just need to decide if I want to go ahead and clear coat them or leave them as is. I think clear coat's the way to go. Maybe you guys can leave me some comments. Maybe you guys have done this before. So go ahead and pipe up. Let me know what you think. Clear or just leave them be and scrub them once in a while. At any rate, thank you again, guys, for joining me today. I know it's a little bit of the dry work that we're doing, but while the car's gone, it's now the best time to actually clean everything and get everything ready so that when it comes back, everything can just be bolted on and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna continue to get the little things done here at the shop. Little things, a little bit at a time. When that car comes back, it's gonna go together pretty quick. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. Thanks for the thumbs up. Leave us some comments. We appreciate it all. Throttle family's the best. Peace out.